everyone, it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio, and today I'm sharing with you an accordion fold birthday card that I made in a mixed media style for a friend of mine whose birthday it was. And the first thing I did was grab a large piece of mixed media paper and I folded it in half and then I tore it into two pieces so I could end up with two accordions, or a really long one if I wanted to. Like if I wanted to make it into a journal, I could just tab the two ends and continue the accordion for as long as I wanted. Then I folded it in half. The one strip that I had, I folded it in half, and then I folded each end in so that I ended up with four panels in an accordion style. I tore all the edges and I measured it and made it 6 inches tall, but I can't remember how wide it is. Probably around 4 1/4 or something like that. And then I cut 3 of the panels with a die cut and left the fourth one open. The bottom one is open, and the other 3 I folded the 3 of them together and cut all 3 at the same time so that it ends up with a window that looks all the way through the card to the back, and then inside the back I can put the grading and it shows through the window. You wouldn't have to do this. You could just put your greeting on the front and then sign in the bottom, in the back, or whatever, but this is just how I did it. Just winging it, you know. So then I opened it flat and I wanted to add some color, so I decided to do that with a brayer. This is my 2-inch brayer and some heavy body acrylic paint. These are the Dina Wakley paints. They're still on my desk. Trying to use them up. If I leave them out and easily accessible, then I can maybe use them up. This is the lemon color, and I'm just randomly brayering it on there and trying to start getting a background color. I wanted it bright and happy and sunny because it's May. You know, April showers, May flowers, all that. So I was trying to make it fun and bright. This is the lime color from Dina Wakley. Doing the same thing, filling in the areas where I didn't put the yellow and overlapping just to get all pretty color on there. This one's called Sky, I think. It's the light blue from the Dina Wakley. And just, you know, filling up both sides. And because I'm braying it on and because it's pretty dry where I live, I'm not worrying about it getting on anything else. I'm only putting a thin coat. And I've got a piece of deli paper underneath that I'm letting the excess paint go on because eventually I use those as collage paper. So then I grabbed a stencil that was still laying around from a different application the other day. I think when I was in the live stream, maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is a Windy Bright Bill design from StencilGirl products. And it's like a leaf spray with one little flower on it. And so I just let the leaves go across the card. I put it one way, then I put it the other way, using the evergreen color from Dina Wakley, and I cannot remember what this other color is. I would call it coral, but I think it's something else. Maybe blushing is the name of it. But anyway, it's another one of those Dina Wakley ones. And I'm using a toothbrush style makeup brush for application. I love these for stenciling. And I'll put a link below the video to those brushes. If you haven't picked them up yet, you might want to because they are really fun. Flipped it over, did the same exact thing on the other side, and I'm adding a few extra of the flowers here and there kind of coming off the page so that I've got some of that coral color going around, that blushing color. It's an orangey pink. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it, is blushing. It's kind of a skin color, but anyway, all over the card in a random design, making this leaf and flower situation going on. There's so many things you could do with this accordion fold. It would be fun to make a journal out of it too. I might maybe do that. I don't know. I still have another piece left, and I might make my Mother's Day card out of it because I still need to do one of those. Actually, by the time you see this, it will be past because I don't want to post the video until after the person whose birthday card this is gets it, because I don't want her to see it till after she's already received it. So this video won't be posted for a few days. Got to get this in the mail. So then I took some white gesso and I just calmed everything down with a little bit of brayering, and then on that inside piece where it shines through all the holes, I put quite a bit of gesso on there so that it would be a lot lighter. Then I got a different stencil. This one is called Brick and Mortar, I think. It was designed by Mary Beth Shaw, and it's from StencilGirl products. Also, I'll make sure that there's links to the stencils, links to the brushes, links to the paint down below the video where it says show more. You can just click on that and you'll see the products that I used that I can remember. Then I got some of the peacock color, which is a tealy blue, and I added a little bit of that brick and mortar design. That's one of my favorite stencils of all of them that I've got. Love this stencil. Don't know why. It's just really good. And added some of that to both sides. So I'm doing one side, flipping it over, doing exactly the same thing on the other side so that it's all cohesive all the way through the card. Then I got out some archival ink and I just sponged around the outside of the first circle, because I'm going to make that into a center of a flower, and I want to have that brown. I was thinking about sunflowers, and so I decided to collage a sunflower on the front of the card. So I'm just taking some different colors of yellow, paper, scrap papers, gel prints, those type of things. Out of my yellow basket, I sort my paper into colors and put them in a small basket and a large basket for full size ones, and then I put them on a baker's rack. So I cut petal shapes and I'm layering them on, overlapping each other, and I'm putting them on with a Yoo-Hoo glue stick, which is a good brand of glue stick. Works better than any other glue stick I've ever had. So yeah, nice glue stick. I buy them in packs of 12 now. They start out with a blue color and then they dry clear. So you can see where you put the glue, but then it dries up clear. And it really does stick. A glue stick that sticks. Who would imagine it? So I'm fanning out these petals all the way around the edges here of this hole that's on the front, and letting them poke into the hole a little bit, because the way I cut them, I made points on both sides. There's no possible way I could cut the bottoms into scallops and make them fit on there. It just wasn't going to happen. So I needed to cut them into petal shapes. And then once they're all glued down and everything is done, then you'll see me get the die back out in the Big Shot cutting machine and cut it again so that cleans up all those little edges that are poking in to the hole, because I wanted it to be clean, like, you know, a clean scalloped circle. I also need leaves and a stem. I grabbed a different basket, and there was a piece of paper in there that had, I think I tried one and then I thought it was too light, and I picked a different one. And this one had leaves actually gel printed on it. So I ended up with one of the leaves really looking like a leaf. I had to cut it down smaller to fit, but it has the veins of the leaf where someone had used a leaf to gel print. So I thought that was kind of cool. I was trying to figure out how to fit it, and then I finally just cut the end off and just laid it on there like that. And it's kind of a teal color, a green but teal, so it tends to highlight the stenciling with the peacock color. It's not exactly that color, but it's close. So I put 2 leaves, and then I put a stem down the middle. So it looks like a sunflower because it has the big center part, and then these big leaves and a thick stem. So see, you can see all those little points showing around the edge. I didn't like that. So I ended up getting the die back out and lining it back up, taping it down, and then running it through the machine again, with all the other layers open and just that one being able to be cut. Otherwise, if you keep it all folded up, it's going to cut them again. I didn't want that. I just wanted to trim out all that excess. So then I decided to do a little bit illustration, line shading. This is a Pentel color wash brush, I think it's called. It's filled with a watercolor type paint inside of it in a sepia brown color, and then it's got a very flexible brush like a water brush on the end. So it's like a water brush only with color in it. And then I can blend this color with my water brush. That's one's a water brush, water tank brush. And then for the leaf outline, I ended up using a Inktense pencil and blending that out with the water brush as well, like you do. Inktense pencil's interesting stuff. It's like a solid ink that activates with water, like a watercolor pencil, except for when it's dry, it's permanent because it's ink. So then I took that same pencil, it's kind of a tealy green, dark green, and I selectively went around some of the foliage in the card, not doing all of it, but just some of it where I had stenciled, and then blending that out with my water brush. And I did that and on both sides, just like kind of highlighting some of these branches or whatever they are. I guess they're branches, foliage. I just thought that there needed to be a little bit more contrast in color there. So that's what I ended up doing. Of course, this is sped up. It's probably 4 times fast. So it doesn't go quite that fast, but I'm not worrying so much about the shape. I mean, I am going around the shape, but I'm not like stressing about it. So I don't need to put the stencil down and trace around the stencil. But if you're really super fussy, you might want to do that. Just put the stencil back down, line it back up, and then trace with the pencil instead of freehanding it. But I prefer to do it this way. So I hope you guys are enjoying this video. If you are, please remember to give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment or a question. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on your notification bells. You can share this anywhere on social media if you know someone who might be interested in this project. And of course, you can join my channel membership. That's for exclusive content coming out on the 15th. A real-time teaching video every month on the 15th, plus a speed video with the same content. So that's $1.99 a month. You can join up with that little join button. If you're on a internet browser, you will see the join button next to the subscription thing. So I appreciate it when people join up. Makes me feel validated. Let's see. I got out some stamps. That's what I did. I have a couple different sets of stamps that just have words, small words. These are from Stampin' Up. I'm sure they're long discontinued, but I'll try to find the sets on eBay and put a link for you. Of course, if you're viewing this later, some other time besides May 2022, then they're probably gone. But you might still find it. I don't know. I'll try to remember to do that. Because I know people sometimes want them, and people are selling discontinued stamps all over eBay. You can find pretty much any stamp set that's been discontinued because people bought them and then, I don't know, I guess they want to sell them. They're not using it. I don't know why. But I have not failed in finding them, so. And then this set has got all kinds of different happy birthday things in it, so I just put those around in places that you can't see through the hole. The only thing you see through the hole is the happy birthday part. Then I got out some coral. It's Distress ink. I can't remember the color, but it's very similar to that blushing paint color. And I used some of the little words from a set and put those all over in that color because it matches the flowers pretty closely. Not really sure what that color is. Oh, I know. It's Worn Lipstick. Worn Lipstick is the name of it. Just came to me. And then I also found a little flower stamp, and I put some little flowers around here and there, and then stamped the centers with that same brown, dark brown color of the archival ink. And that was pretty much it. I closed the, I wrote inside, closed the accordion, and then put a organza ribbon and tied it shut to make it a little bit more fancy. And that was it. Here comes some close-up pictures of the project. I hope you enjoyed it. That's it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye.